Well, welcome back. Now, Suki is going to continue us through this exquisite lacquered box and the various items in it. Now, we're down to our next item, the sixth item, which represents June, and that's the egg omelette, correct? Now, tell me, how do we basically do this omelette, Suki?
Omelette is the half of the dashi. That's made from stock from seaweed.
Right, so a seaweed stock called dashi is added to the egg, beaten egg.
Yep, and the sugar.
And sugar.
With salt.
With salt.
Yeah.
And you make a basic omelette.
Yeah.
And I would assume that you need to roll it when it's still warm, so that it doesn't crack. So that's it. The next item, representing July, of course, are the prawns, which is so, I guess, synonymous with Japanese food. Now, the prawns, once again, how are they cooked?
Oh, just boiled, but don't cook too much, okay?
Yes.
And otherwise, colors come off.
Yes, so the colours are very important.
Yes,
and they get dark. We want to keep the bright colours, which are representative in these boxes. Of course, the prawns represent the coming of summer.
Summer, yes. In Japan, there's, north of Japan is about 6 months and snow, you know. So,
yes, of course. So it's really the changing of the seasons once again.
Yeah.
Then from there, we move on to the sweet potato and chestnut. All right, so you basically make a paste out of the sweet potatoes?
Yeah, just mash it.
And just mash it?
Yeah, and very sweet.
And very, very sweet?
Yeah.
And the chestnut, what do you do with the chestnuts?
Chestnut is just honey and the water, just boil about a couple of hours.
Boil for a couple of hours, all right. And what does this represent?
This is the colors, gold color, and
which is wealth for the Japanese, yes?
And you know, so summer, to change it to the autumn.
Yes.
And all crops start to pick, and farmers are happiness.
And the farmers are happy, and they're filled with happiness because they're going to have a good season, we hope.
Yep.
And then the next item that we have is the really interesting egg yolk cake, which we're going to go into the kitchen and have a look at them doing this. Now, this is a very interesting thing because I guess it's all about, once again, eggs.
Yeah.
Eggs. And of course, basically you're boiling eggs, aren't you?
Yeah.
Separating the egg whites and the egg yolks.
Yeah.
And then mashing them,
Yeah.
and then along with the seaweed, you create this egg yolk cake. And I know that you cut them into interesting shapes and sizes so as to make the box look very colourful and beautiful and different. So let's go back into the kitchen, and Suki and Mr. Himagoshi are going to take us through the making of an egg yolk cake.
Now it's a simple way to make egg yolk cake. Okay. My head chef Yamaguchi-san start making. Boil the egg. Separate yolk and the white part. This way it's a very fine mashed. I have to be egg are warm. If you're getting cold, it's very hard to mash it. Yes. This is the white part. Start yolk. Nice colors.
斜めにやったね。
Right. Very fine mash is coming up. This is called oshikan. Press. Using for the many ways. Sometimes press sushi and cake. Heat them now, the mixing with the seaweed, crush the seaweed, right? And there's salt.
砂糖です。
Sorry, he says sugar. Why don't you write it down? That's the same color, man. Take about, if you fill up this about, you need about 1 dozen egg. And the next mix seaweed one in the middle. All right. Then yolk. You know, like Italian does lasagna or something. Mamma mia. You lay a whole oshikan 3 times, then press about half an hour. Then you can cut any way you like. Sometimes square, angle. Not bad.
Well, wasn't that interesting? And I must say that it appears to me that it looks very much similar to the lasagna that are made in Italy. So you stole that idea as well.
Thank you very much.
There is a skill in all that, isn't it? Now, of course, the other item, which represents October, is a crayfish cake, and it's sort of on a prong. Can you tell us about that, Suki?
That's part of the religion's symbol.
It's a religious symbol?
So, crayfish cook and completely mashes, and snappers meat
Yes.
mixed together.
So it's crayfish and snapper mixed together?
Yep.
And then you just
Then
boil it?
steam.
Or steam?
Steam.
Steam, yes.
And shaped in the press and the cuts.
And that's how you get that lovely squared line. So it's actually steamed, it's mixed together, and then they press it. For how long would you press it for?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes, so you get, and then you just insert a prong in it. So, and that obviously is representing a religious symbol.
Yeah.
Now, viewers, I know that you must be very interested in all this. It's just a beautiful story. When we come back from the break, we're going to go into the last 2 items that represent these fantastic Chubako boxes.